Hello and welcome back to another episode of our series of Grand Tactician, the Civil War, where we are playing as the Confederacy. Now, as you can see here, the Union is very close to basically just capitulating, and their national morale is at 38. Now, that says a lot because ours is at 100. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can go ahead and just get them to surrender this episode. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take, not Jackson's Corps, let's see. We're going to take Johnston's Corps, and we're moving it towards the Army of Occupation here, maybe probably going to draw up a battle. Longstreet's Corps and the Army of Northern Virginia, who I have transferred the cavalry under Jeb Stuart, is now going to be going towards Washington. I think if we can capture Washington, I think the game will end quite rapidly. In fact, we can't even move these guys, so never mind, because they don't have any troops with them. But that's okay. We'll see what happens if they don't. So that's the status of our policies right here. We still hold Pittsburgh. And Beauregard's Corps is retaking Grafton from the Army, or from the Department of Pennsylvania. And the Army of the Tennessee is moving north, seemingly avoiding Jackson's Corps here and Bragg's Corps with the Army of the Tennessee. And what I think we should do here is we need to hit them fast to really get them to start to surrender and start to capitulate. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the game, and maybe a couple more battles or even another city captured will really destroy their willingness to fight. Because as you can see, the Union unit up here in Pittsburgh, it is chaos. It is chaos right now for the Union, for Lincoln. And it's only July 1862. We need to move and get that supply depot here. Johnston's Corps is deciding not to move. Want to move him up. And there's the Army of Northeast Virginia. It has decided to rear its head. And it's going to probably come up here and try to go for Jackson, so we're going to reinforce Jackson. We're going to bring Lee hopefully up here as well. Oh, no, they're going to go for Longstreet. Okay. Very interesting movements here by the AI. Looks like they're really trying to get Pittsburgh back, because that's the direction of the other army that it went to. Now we're going to move Johnston out towards Frederick, so we can capture Frederick. And we are really hurting for supply here with Beauregard, so we're going to just go ahead and push this army of our Department of Pennsylvania. And Johnston is taking Frederick, Maryland. Oh, the Army of Southwest Missouri has arrived down in lower Indiana, right across from Bragg's Corps, so that's very interesting. But before we even get to that, we have a conflict here in West Virginia, in Grafton, between Bragg and the Department of Pennsylvania with Robert Patterson. So let us go ahead and proceed to get into battle here. And we are going to be going on the offensive during this battle. There will be no trying to fortify because the numbers are pretty even, so I think we should just go ahead and try to use the numbers in our favor. $18,000 men versus 17,000 men, so we do have the advantage, even though it's just by 1,000. Alright, let's check and see Mr. Patterson here. See if he has any new divisions. He does not. He doesn't seem to have any new divisions. No new brigades under the 1st Division. Looks like he has a new battery here. Colonel Tuttle from Iowa is commanding that one. And then on the 2nd Division, he does have a new brigade with Brigadier General Carr commanding that one. Okay, so he has a little bit of stuff going on, not too much stuff. So we still have, I believe, we still have the advantage here, and we're on the offensive anyways. Now, where are they going to be at? Now, they can either be over this way, or they can either be over this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to, once again, well, do we have to divide our army? I don't think we have to divide our army. We do have a little bit of cavalry. We have John Pegram's cavalry that can help us out and scout for us. Okay, so we're going to take Pegram here. And we're going to scout this direction over between these two hills over here, over between Big Rock Mountain and Fiddle Hill. So we're actually going to go to this pen over here, start the battle. Go that way, please, Mr. Pegram. Everybody shoot at long range. In the meantime, everybody can go ahead and start to get to this crossroads. As everybody is beginning to move out, will this be the last battle of the campaign? This is probably my quickest ending of a campaign in this game yet. And there he is, right there. So let's get Pegram to stop. I don't think he's going to be able to stop in time. And he doesn't quite get to stopping range, unfortunately. Looks like he's going to take some cavalry, some hits. Retreat. And Pegram broke. That wasn't great commanding by me. That was my bad. So it looks like he is fortified here. So that is real interesting that he is fortified up in that position. Kind of right in here. Kind of makes it hard for my artillery to do anything. Get Beauregard moving out. Oh, Pegram's coming back. That's good. We don't want to have him bombard. Whoops. Counter battery fire with the James rifle. We want to bombard with the Napoleon. And then we want to counter battery fire with the ordnance rifles. Looks like this hill right here is going to be probably the best position we can get our artillery at. I know it's going to be a little bit close, but not like we have a whole lot of choices ahead of us. Move lowering around this direction. Now our force does look quite a bit bigger than this Union force here. Have that division lay down. We're going to have everybody lay down until our artillery gets into position. If they lay down, they can recover stamina a little bit faster as well. So they're not as exhausted for the push that's going to be ahead. We have 7 guns right there. That's good. Now they did just put line of sight into the game. Figured this position would be a good position for my artillery. Oh, yeah, okay, so we got 2 battalions firing. This battalion has yet to fire, and we have somebody wounded. McIntosh from this battery here has been wounded already. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take his battery then, since they're not firing, we're going to move them further down this direction. And they should be using counter battery fire. And they should be using it on the closest battery, which would be this one right here, of the 1st Division. Purcell artillery is firing, so let's go ahead and get our boys to rise up on this side and advance. We're gonna go at these entrenchments head on. I know it's not the smart thing to do, but it's what they would have done back then. Disher's brigade up, Fischler's brigade. Bonham, Talifero. From the old 8 Hills brigade, who is there goes their artillery. Their artillery has run off. Too big of a moment for that artillery piece. And then with Loring's division, we're going to attack the extreme right of their force. It's our right. We're going to move up AP Hill into firing range once they get into their position. We'll move Beauregard up to this hill here so you can watch the battle. Now Loring's division is the one with the sharpshooters. So we have 3 sharpshooter brigades in this division over here. And what we're going to attempt to do is we're going to attempt to pick off their men from further distance. Battle, I can tell you that right now. The director is taking casualties, and I didn't even realize he was, so we're going to have him fall back right now before he loses any more men unnecessarily. I'd love it if this brigade right here would take us to fire on him for quite a while. Claiborne is almost out of ammunition because he does have the sharp rifle. A couple days unit that from the field. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start advancing everybody else. Now we have to do this rather quickly, because if we don't, then everybody's going to start taking huge numbers of casualties. More casualties than I would be comfortable with. We have a unit that has broken. What we're going to do now now is we're going to move. We're going to quickly advance. We're going to see if we can get Pettigrew into this trench line over here. Claiborne's going to stay back. He is basically out of ammunition. Really will move in this direction. Hurry up, Pettigrew. Get in the trench. Alright, everybody. Get in the trench too. Might as well get there as well. Might as well. Bring up Bonham. Bring up Colston on the far side here. They're falling back. They're retreating now. Pettigrew's a little nervous, probably because that artillery battery was firing into him. Whatever ammunition you guys have left, get over here and start opening up. Van Dorn, get up in there. Walker to come up here with his division. Talavera actually almost broke. Wow. Move Colson up so he can harass that artillery unit. And we'll move Bonham into the trench. And we'll also move Talavera into the trench as well. And we'll move Colson right outside to the trench. Make him double time so he can harass that artillery unit. There we go. Yeah, really let that artillery unit have it. And Colston's guys could have a perk here, and what we're going to do, we're going to have them have the ace of spades. They'll get to cover behind anything, so they'll get a 10% boost in defense. I think that's the only ones that can upgrade. Claiborne's real close, so is Van Dorn, and Pickett's pretty close. Bonham's close, and Talavera is close as well. So Colston has gotten to that artillery, and he's going to light them up along with Talavera. So we're just going to go ahead and times 10 this to the end of the game. And there we go. Another victory for the Confederate Army here in what will never be West Virginia now. Pretty pretty even results here. That's the casualties I kind of expected facing those guns head on. 2,500 casualties for us, 3,800 casualties for them. You know, I mean, that's just the kind of casualties you expect by going into a battle like that, headlong into battle. Especially against a fortified amount of troops. So that was July 17th, 1862, and we ended up with a minor victory. But in reality, I think it's going to be a bit more of a major victory just because their morale is so low that, I mean, yeah, Pegram did fall in disgrace. Mostly because, yet again, that was probably, you know, my bad, but as a commander, I didn't click the evade cavalry orders on him. Probably should have. But that's okay. Alright, victory at Clarksburg. Department of the Pennsylvania fleeing in panic, but Pegram does lose face. So with the aftermath of that battle, we have to come in and we have to change out Pegram. Sorry, Pegram, that was my bad, buddy. You didn't deserve that kind of treatment that you got. Hopefully after the war you can clear your name. And I saw Fitzlee around here a couple times ago. Where'd he go? There's Fitzlee. We'll put Fitzlee in charge of that brigade. Can we give that brigade any better weapons than the Smith's rifle? We can. Look at that. We can give them quite a few different weapons. We'll give them the Smith's carbine here. And then there was a wounded officer, David McIntosh. So the 26-year-old was wounded. And we'll have to get a new commander here. Let's see his stats. Yeah, his stats aren't too great, probably because he's wounded. But let's see what we can do here in the meantime. Who can we give command? I think for now what we'll do is we'll give this 20-year-old Lieutenant John Haskell the reins of that artillery unit. See what he can do. McIntosh, once he gets back from his wound, he can be back in charge of that battery. So let's go ahead and continue. We're gonna go on ×5 at the moment. And also, during that break that we had, I also promoted Colonel Rains and Brigade General Ewell from the... Oh, another city falls. Confederates victorious. From the battles of Pittsburgh. So they're actually in charge of divisions now in Jackson's Corps. So if we take a look at Jackson's Corps, Ewell is in charge of the 1st Division and Rains is in charge of the 3rd Division. I thought this would be a good change out for them because they did such an excellent job up in Pittsburgh during those 2 battles. Rains with the 2 melee attacks on him. Hopefully he can straighten these guys out. These are fresh troops. They haven't seen any battle yet from the Army of Tennessee. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here with these guys. But we could see some battle over here in the Southwest Missouri Army here with Bragg's Corps. Now Bragg's Corps, let's take a look at Bragg's Corps. They have a relatively new corps. They have Brigade General Patton Anderson, there we go. Butchered the name. He was the guy that led his brigade into the Battle of Fort Picken. So I gave him division command, and taking over his brigade was Edward Perry. So we have 2 Florida brigades, along with the Georgia Brigade, Mississippi. I mean, all of the Confederacy is here. All of the western states are over here. west of the Appalachians, I should say. So we're at ×5. We're going to continue here at ×5. Frederick fell to Johnston. The Army of Occupation looks on in horror as it is starting to be surrounded by the encroaching Confederate force here. Longstreet, unfortunately, I don't think he does have a full division ready to go here, with Brigadier General Rhodes commanding it. But he's got quite a while for the other ones to get there from Early's division. So we will continue to move along here. So we're going to change up to go to ×20. Ooh, and we have a much larger force that Magruder actually retreated from. The Army of Northeastern Virginia has came in and kicked out the West Virginia occupation force from Pittsburgh. So our brigades here were no match for that army that came rushing in here, and honestly, I don't blame them. A lot of relatively newer commanders since we why is Kershaw's brigade here? Kershaw's brigade does not belong here. It belongs in Longstreet's corps of Early's division. I don't know how it even got there. Interesting little bug. So what we're going to do now is we're probably going to bring Beauregard up to meet that army here. 40,000 troops up in Pittsburgh right now. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Bring Beauregard up to help out Magruder. I almost feel the need for another force over there in the east just because everybody is kind of in the same area. And what we're going to do with Jackson here, we're just going to move him into Cincinnati. Just because he's there as it is, and, you know, it'll just be another hit in the national morale for the Union. Right. So, let's continue on here. ×20. And that bar is almost completely in our favor. And that army is now retreating back south, probably to meet Johnston. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take... Oh, colored troops are recruited in the Union. Disbelief in the South. Okay. So the colored men take up arms. I don't get to this point very often in the game. Oh, the Army of Washington was just formed. So that is an army of veteran troops. Or regular troops, I should say. And Johnston's corps is actually going to go up and meet that army that's going to be coming down. Beauregard is going to come back down to Grafton. Actually, we'll move them over to Cumberland. See how fast they can get there. Magruder going back to Pittsburgh because they decided not to capture it, and we're also going to give him the ambulance corps bonus. Oh, and the Army of Northern Virginia is continuing to come down. We kind of missed our opportunity there with Johnston. Give Army of our Northern Virginia the ambulance corps as well. Now Longstreet, we're probably going to have to give Longstreet another division here. Yeah, so this, the Union not being put to rest. Oh, their contracts must have just expired because now they only have 27,000 troops available. As they're marching towards Joseph Johnston. And there it is. So next episode we will have a battle featuring Joseph Johnston's Corps and the Army of Northeast Virginia under Irvin McDowell. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends if you like this one, and thank you for watching again. Goodbye now.